Hello everyone, welcome to the Makri Virtual. Hope you are doing good. Today I'm going to continue with the same module, that is the procedural programming module. In the last class we have discussed about chapter number 18, that is graphics under Windows. Today I'm going to continue with the same topic, and now today the topic is how to create or how to draw the shapes in the C programming. That is how to draw the shapes in the C programming that is done by the Windows programming. So first of all, let's take a quick review what we have covered in the last class, then moves to the practical part as well as the today's session, that is a drawing shapes in the C programming that is done by the Windows programming. So first of all, let's take a quick review what we have covered in the last class. So let's start with this. In the last class we have studied about the Hello Windows, that is how to display the Hello Windows in different fonts. That is, there are different fonts available and how we can do this into the different fonts. This is a program that shows how to display the Hello Windows in different fonts like Arial, Times New Roman and Comic Sans MS. There are different fonts available, but these are the three examples of the fonts, that is Arial, Times New Roman and the Comic Sans MS. So we have discussed about the program, that is how the program works to display the content, to display the message on the screen with different fonts. So let's start with the program again. There are two header files, that is #include window.h and #includes helper.h. Right. There are two functions that is declared over here. One is void onPaint and the argument is parameter is hwnd, and another function is void onDestroy and the argument is hwnd. Then there is a winMain function, that is a main function for the Windows programming, that is int std call winMain. So this is the main function that is used for the Windows programming, like a void main that we have discussed. There are various arguments, the same that we have discussed from the last few classes. What are the arguments? That is h instance, previous instance, h instance, lpstr, then there is a int cmd show, that is in integer. Then this is the definition of this function, that is what is the operation of this function. There is a variable, that is m. Then there is a application initialization by using the init instance. So init instance is the function that is used for the application initialization, that has different variable, different arguments like h instance and cmd show and the text. Then this is the main message loop, that is the main message that can be displayed, that is used by using the, or that is done by using the while condition. This is the condition, that is while get message %m null 00, that is it will execute till the it will show the, or till it will get the message by using the get message, and there are various arguments like %m null 00. Then there is a dispatch message that is used for showing on the screen, that is done by the dispatch message. Then there is a return 0. So this is the definition of the winMain function, that is a int std call winMain. Then next one is lResult callback, that is done for showing the result. There are various arguments in this, the same arguments, that is message, hwnd, wparam, iparam. Then there is a switch case that is done by the switch message, and there are different cases, like first case is destroy case, another case is paint case, and if the case is not of destroy, not of paint, then the default operation is used, that is done by the default Windows procedure. So these are the different cases that is done by using the message or by using the switch case, that is in argument is the message. Then there is a return 0. Then in the next part we have discussed about the definition of the on destroy. So this is the function calling and this is the function definition. The return type is void and the function name is on destroy and the arguments is hwnd. It will simply quit the message, that means destroy the message by passing the arguments as a 0. Then next one is void on paint, that is used for displaying on the screen, that is void on paint and there are argument that is hwnd. Then in this the paint structure is used, that is the struct keyword is used, that has a variable that is a ps. In the same way hfont, and in the same way log font has a variable f. This is hold font and these are the various fonts that is in array, that is in array pointer. So it is used as an array of pointers and there are various fonts that is available like Arial, Times New Roman, Comic Sans, MS. So in this there are 3 examples of these fonts. You can choose any one of the example, any one of the font like Vardhana, Times New Roman, Arial, Calibri, any font that is available in the Windows. Then there is a variable that is declared, that is I. Then the output of this, that is a begin font, is stored in the HTC, that is the output that is given by the function, that is a begin paint, that is stored in the HTC variable. Then there is a for loop that is used, that means it works for the 3 iterations, for 0, 1 and 2. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hello. You are able to hear me, everyone? Okay. Then this works for the 3 iteration for 0, 1 and 2 because it start with the 0 and ending with the 3. So there are 3 iterations, that is 0, 1 and 2. Then we have used the strcpy for copy the string. In this we have to copy the string, that is a font, and stored in the face name, that is font I. At the 0 location there is a Arial, that Arial will be carried out and stored in the face name. In the same way Times New Roman, that is also stored in the face name. Then there is a Comic Sans MS, that is also stored in the face name. Then we have to initialize, or we have to give the height of the font, that is done by the f dot flf height, that is the font height, that is equals to the 40. Then f dot lf italic equals to 1, that is we have done the italic or italic for the 1, that is a 1, that is there is some slant of the characters, not proper slant, there is some slant of the characters. Then there are 2 variables, that is h font and the hold font, that is also used for using the functions like create font indirect, and then there is a select object. Then we have to set the text color by using the RGB, that is a red, green, blue, and there are arguments like 00 to 55. Then there is a text out. Then there are various arguments, that is HTC 1070 into I, hello Windows 13. Then there are 2 functions, that is the select object and the delete object. So this whole works for 3 iterations, for 0, for 1 and for 2. Then at last end paint is used, that is used for ending up the function, that is the end paint. There are 2 arguments, one is of address variable, that is ps, one is hwnd. This says on execution of this program the window shown in this like this. This is the hello Windows, this is in Arial, this is in Times New Roman, and this is in Comic Sans MS, and there is a some slant of the this one, that is some slant of the one bit, that is done by the italic, that is a italic. Then we have discussed what is the usage of WM Paint, what are the scenarios, what are the condition in which we are using the WM Paint, in which we are considering the WM Paint. So these are the various scenarios in which we are considering the WM Paint. What are the scenarios? The first scenario is that when the window is displayed for the first time, when it is minimized, when some portion is overlapped, when the size of window changes, when the window is dragged out of the screen and then brought back into the screen. So these all would be generated by using the WM Paint. Then this is the explanation of the program, that is when the switch case is used, how it will work inside the window procedure that finds a message ID. Then what is the usage of WM Paint, how it will calls a function that is a on paint. What is the usage of on paint, that also calls a function that is a begin paint. So all this is a understanding or the explanation of the program. Then this function, that is a begin function, obtains a handle to the device context. What is a device context? That becomes a mediator for the devices and the operating system. Then at last it removes the WM Paint from the message queue, that is done by the destroy. Then in the next paragraph it is discussed about the for loop, that is inside the loop we have displayed hello windows in 3 different fonts, that is a log font, struct, f. This structure is used to indicate the font properties like font name, style, height, italic, normal, anything that I want. Then once the properties are set, that can be set up by using the or by knowing the create font indirect API functions. All these functions are API functions, that is a application programming interface function that is available already, or that is already available to create the font, to create the height, to create the italic, that is any style of the font, any height of the font, any type of the font. This function loads the relevant font file. Then using the information in the font file and the font property setup in the log font structure, it creates a font in the memory. Then this handle is then passed to the select object. So this is the explanation. Then it is passed to the set text color. Then it is passed to the text out, and the RGB function is used for the red, green and blue for finding out the colors, that is red, green and blue, that is used to generate 32-bit color value that ranges from 0 to 255. This is most important line. To text out, we have to pass the handle to the DC position where the text is to be displayed. The text is to be displayed and its length, that is the where the text is to be displayed, what is the usage of DC, what is the position of DC, and the length of the text, that is the height of the text. Then in the next paragraph it is saying about the H font, that is how to use the H font. With the use of H font, only one font can be associated at a time. That is done by using the deleting by using the delete object API function. And at the end there is an end paint function, that is to release the DC handle. Then in the next paragraph, that is in the last paragraph, it is saying that instead of text out, we can also use the draw text function. That is, in place of text out function that is used at the end of the program, we can also use the draw text function, that is also API function that permits or that is available for the final control over the way the text is displayed. In the next line it is saying you can explore the function on your own, that is you can use the function by your own. So this is what we have covered in the last class. Now in the last class we also discussed practical approach about the for loop, That is, there are different scenarios. There are some hit and try that we are using in the for loop, how to increment, how to decrement. That is some basics of the for loop. Now the next topic is drawing the shapes. That is how to draw the shapes in the Windows programming. That is the next part. So let's start with the today's session, that is how to draw the shapes. This says, if text is so near, can graphics be far behind? That is, if the text is already available for the commitment, for the scenarios, then why graphics is far behind? Now that we know how to draw text in a window, that is how to use different fonts or how to draw text in a window, let us now create a simple program that displays that display different shapes in a window. That means till now we have covered how to display text in a window screen with different styles, with different colors, with different scenarios. Now instead of using the text, now the next part is how to use the different shapes or how to draw different shapes in a window. So instead of showing the entire program given below is the listing of onPaint function. The rest of the program is same as in the previous section. That is, the entire program is same, but the only function that is changed in drawing the shapes and in displaying the text is the onPaint function. This says here I will be showing only the onPaint handler unless otherwise required. So this is the onPaint function that is used, that is done for drawing the shapes. So this is the function, that is, first of all there is a void onPaint. There are arguments, that is hwnd, hwnd. So these are the this is the one argument that is of hwnd type. There is a void onPaint. That means onPaint is a function and void is a return type, and there are arguments like hwnd and the hwnd. Then this is the data type or the type def that is available, that is hdc, and this is the argument, the same variable, that is a hdc. Then there is a paint struct, that is also a type def, and that also contains the ps as a variable. So ps is also a variable, that is a paint struct. Then there is a h brush hbr. Then there is a hgdiob j hold break. Then there is a point pt5, that is a point margin that is available. Then these are the various points that is available, that is stored in the array, that is 250, 150, 250, 300, 300, 350. There are different number that is available for drawing the shape, that these are the sizes of the shapes. Then there is a htc, that is also a variable, that is this variable that holds the output of the beginPaint function. So beginPaint is a function that gives some output, and that output is available or stored in the variable, that is a hdc. This is beginPaint. Then there is the hwnd, this is one variable, and then there is a ampersand ps, that is another variable, that is the address of the paint struct. Then next part is HBR, that is HBR is used also as a variable to get the output or store the output of the create solid brush. So create solid brush is also the function that is available, that also has different arguments like RGB, that is a red, green, blue, and there are 255, 0, 0. That means whole part is of red. Then next variable that is used is the hold br, that is also contained the select object output, that is a function, that is a select object is a function that is gives some output, and the output is stored in the hold br. Then this is also the arguments of the select object, that is the hdc and the hbr. These are the output of this select object. That means the output of this is gone to this one, output of this is gone to this one, and the output of both, that is the beginPaint and the create solid brush, is used as an argument of the select object. Then next function is used, that is move to x. Then again there is a argument, that is a HDC. Then there are three types of, or the more argument, that is a 10, 10 and the null. Then there is next function that is available, that is a line 2, and there are again the argument that is used, that is a HDC 210. And then in the next part there is a function that is available, that is a rectangle, that also contains some variable like HTC 10, 20, 200, 100. So these are all argument that is available for the rectangle function, that is drawing for rectangle. In this we are simply drawing a rectangle that is also a shape that contains the argument as a begin paint, that is a HDC, then 10, 20, 200. So these are simply dimensions of the rectangle function. Then there is a round rectangle, that is the next shape that is available, that also contains some arguments like HDC 10, 20, 200. These are all dimensions along with the begin paint output that is available in the HDC. Then ellipse, that is used to draw the ellipse. Then pi, that is used to draw the pi shape, that is a pi diagram. Then polygon, that is the polygon shape, that also contains some variables, argument like HTC, PT and the 5. PT is a pointer variable, that is a point, that is a contains some arguments or as an array. Then at last there is a select object, that is also a function that contains two variables, that is HDC and the hold BR. Then in the next line there is again a function that is a delete object for deleting the object, for deleting the shapes. And at last there is a end paint function that is used for stopping the program, that is used for stop the program that is run by the end paint. And there are two arguments, the same two arguments, one is HWND and the ampersand PS. And then at last this curly braces will close, that is this function will close, that is the on paint function. So this is the on paint function that is different for drawing the shapes, otherwise every program is same as we have discussed in the displaying the message, that is a hello Windows. When we execute this program, the window looks like this one. This is the first, that is a rectangle, rounded rectangle, ellipse, this is small rectangle, and then at last next part. So this is a pi, and then this is the polygon. This is the ellipse, this is the pi, and this is the polygon. So this is a rectangle, rounded rectangle, ellipse, pi, and the polygon. Now this is the definition of this function, that is how these shapes or how these shapes are available. The first point, the first paragraph says, for drawing any shape we need a pen to draw its boundaries and a brush to paint the area enclosed by it. That is first of all, whenever there is a need to draw a boundary or to draw any shape, then we need a pen first of all to draw the boundary and a brush to paint the area. That is, first of all we need a pen to draw the boundary and then need a brush to simply print the or paint the area that is enclosed by it. The DC, what is DC? That is a device context that contains a default pen and brush. That is, we are simply using the DC that contains already predefined default pen and the brush. The default pen is a solid pen of black color that is used for drawing the boundaries. That is simply a solid pen of black color only, and the default brush is white in color. That is a default brush that is available. So for drawing a boundaries, there is a black pen, that is a black color pen that is available, that is a solid pen. And for give the shading, that is used or that is used the white in color. Then in this program we have used the default pen and a blue colored solid brush for drawing the shapes. That is for drawing the boundaries, there is a black color pen is used, and for give the colors for the giving the colors to the shapes. Inside the shapes we are using, or in this program it is using the blue color, right? So there is a combination of the black and the blue color. Now, as before, we begin by obtaining a handle to the DC using begin paint function. That is, we first of all begin with the starting with the begin paint function. This is the on paint function. For creating a solid colored brush, we need to call the create solid brush function. So for creating a solid brush that is used for drawing the boundaries, we have to use the create solid brush API function. That is a create solid brush function, that is also a API function. The second parameter of this function specifies the color of the brush. Now let's see what is the create solid brush function. This is a create solid brush. The argument that is used, that is the RGB, and these are the various dimensions of the red, green and blue. So this is the second parameter of this function, that is specifies the color of the brush. The function returns the handle of the brush when we have preserved in the HBR variable. That is the function, this function, that is a create solid brush, that handles the brush, or that returns the handle of the brush. That is how to give the handle of the brush that we have preserved in the, or that we have stored in the HBR variable. Then next we have selected this brush in the DC. So the next part is we have selected this brush in the DC, like this one. First of all, this HBR is used, then we have selected this brush into the DC, that is used. That is the HBR is used. This is the whole HBR is used, and there is a HDC that is used for the creating the object, that is the HDC. That is, first of all, HBR is used, and then stores the HBR function into the HDC. Next we have selected this brush in the DC, the handle of the default brush in the DC. That is how to handle the default brush in the DC is collected in the hold BR variable. So hold BR is the variable that is used to store the default brush, or that is used to handle or store the default brush in the DC. The next paragraph says, once we have selected the brush into the DC, that is, once we have selected what type of brush, what is the boundary of the brush into the DC, we are ready to draw the shapes. Now next part is ready to draw the shapes. For drawing the lines, we have used move to EX function and the line to function. So there are two functions for drawing the lines, that is either move to X function or either line to API function. So these are the two functions that is available. Similarly, for drawing a rectangle, we have used the rectangle function. That is, for drawing the lines, simply two functions are used, either move to X or the line to functions. So this is move to X, and the line to functions are used for drawing the lines. So this is what we have covered, the explanation about this one. First of all, these are variables that is available. This is the begin paint. The output of this is stored in the HDC, and then the solid brush is used for drawing the boundaries, that is stored in the HBR. Then the HBR is output is going into the DC, that is HDC. Then these are the two lines that is used to draw the shapes or the boundaries in the solid color. Then next, for drawing a variable or for drawing a rectangle function is used. For drawing a pie function is used. This is similarly, for drawing a rectangle, we have used the rectangle function. Then the next function is round rectangle function, that also draws a rectangle, but with rounded corners. That is a round rectangle. There are various arguments that is used in this, like x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3, where x1, y1 represents the xy coordinates of the upper left of the corner of the rectangle. So if this is a rectangle, this is the x1, y1 is the upper left. This is the upper left. This is x1, y1 is used for this one. Then similarly, x2, y2 represents of the bottom right corner of the rectangle, and x3, y3 specifies the height and width of the ellipse that is used to draw the rounded corners. That is for drawing the or for using the rounded corners in the rounded rectangle, this x3 and the y3 is used. So for x1, y1, x and y coordinates of the upper left, and x2, y2 bottom right corner of the rectangle, and x3, y3 are the width and the height of the rectangle or the ellipse that is used to draw the rounded corners. Note that rectangle and the rounded rectangle are drawn from x1, y1 up to x2 minus 1 and y2 minus 1. Next point says parameters of ellipse function specify coordinates of bounding rectangle of the ellipse. That is parameter that is used in the ellipse function that only specifies the coordinate of the bounding rectangle of the ellipse. Then next is pi function, that is also draws a pi shaped wedge by drawing an elliptical arc whose center and two endpoints are joined by the lines. That is, pi shape is used for drawing an elliptical arc. This is a function that is simply used to draw a pi shape for drawing an elliptical arc whose center, that is, there is a center and the two endpoints are joined by the lines, like this one. This is the these are joined by the lines. This is the line, this is the line. This is the pi that is used over here. And the center of the arc is the center of the bounded rectangle. So this is the center, that is the arc that is specified by the rectangle. This is the center. That is specified by the x1, y1, x2, y2, that is x1, y1 and the x2, y2. In pi, that is either x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3, x4, y4. x1, y1 and x2, y2 specifies the x and the y coordinates of the upper left corner. So whenever we draw the pi, this x1, y1 and the x2, y2 specifies the x coordinate and the y coordinates of the upper left corner and the bottom right corner. In the same way that we have discussed in the rectangle, for x1, y1 it is used for the upper left corner, and x2, y2 is used for as the bottom right corner of the bounding rectangle. x3, y3, x4, y4 specifies the coordinates for the starting, that is the arc starting point and the ending point respectively. That is x3, y3 and the x4, y4 are used as the specification of the x and the y coordinates of the starting and the ending point. For example, if this pi is drawn, this is the starting point, this is the ending point. This one is the starting point and this one is the ending point that is used. Note that rectangle and the rounded rectangle are drawn from the x1, y1 up to this one and this one. Right. Last one is polygon. That is the last shape that is used as a polygon. This is in polygon, that is the LP points and the N counts. So there are two arguments that is used. One is LP points and one is N count. LP point points to an array of the points that specifies the vertices of the polygon. That is LP points, that is how much point it is used. Like in the program, whenever there is a demand for the polygon, there is a HDC, there is a point, there is a 5. So this is LP point points to an array of points that specifies the vertices of the polygon. That is, what are the vertices that is available for the polygon. Each point in the array is a point struct. That is, every point that is available in the point struct Every point is available for the vertices of the point struct. Then there is a next category, next argument that is used, that is a n count, that specify the number of vertices that is stored in the array. That is how many vertices is available in the point struct that is used or that is specified by the n count. The system closes the polygon, that is a system that closes the polygon automatically if necessary by drawing a line from the last vertex to the first. That is a system also closes the polygon automatically if it is available if necessary by drawing a line from the last vertex to the first. Once we are through with drawing the shapes, the old brush is selected back in the DC. That is the old brush that is available is selected back in the DC, and then the brush that is created by us is deleted using the delete object function. So this is the next function that is used, that is a delete object function. This is first of all select object, which one is select, like a pen, hold pen, HTC, and then there is a delete object for deleting the object. At last, end paint function is used for ending the painting part. Now the next part is types of pens that is available. That is also the next function. Then types of brushes, that is how to draw the brushes. So these are the similar ones, but brushes are used. Then C under Linux, that is how to use. Then Linux programming, this is not in your course, that means there are 21 chapters. Now let's take a break right now and then move to the practical approach, and there is a doubt of the Larry also moves to that part. So let's take a break right now, then moves to the practical part so that we can do lots of program in the today's class, and then at last moves to the Larry doubt that is available with the Larry. So let's take a break right now. Now let's start with the session. So come back from the break. So now let's move to the practical approach so that we can do lots of program in practical way so that your concepts are clear. So now let's move to the practical approach. First of all, I take Larry Doubt, that is a program that converts binary to the decimal or decimal to the binary. For example, this is a program that is used to convert binary number into the decimal number. What is the procedure, first of all, how to convert binary into decimal? This is a yesterday's class program that we have discussed, using comment, using everything. So let's start with the program that is used to convert binary into decimal. What is the procedure? Take the binary number from the right side and then carry forward or move toward to the left, starting with the 2 power 0. That is, first one is 2 power 0 into the digit plus 2 power 1 into the next digit from right to left, then 2 power 2 into the next digit, right? Remember each and everything. Then 2 power 3 into the next digit. So these are the various digits that is available in this. So let's start with the program. So first of all, there are 3 header files in this, because this is some extra means a huge process for converting binary into the decimal. So I have to take 3 header files, these are the same that we have discussed, that is the hash includes stdi.h and the hash includes conio.h, and the new file that is that I have to introduce is, that is hash include process.h. This is the additional file. Everyone, are you able to hear me? Hello? Hello? Yeah, are you able to hear me? Yes, yes, are you able to hear me? Okay, so there are three header files that is included. Then the same void main function. Then again there is a curly braces. Then I have to define the variables. For example, int a, b, for example I, and then there is an array because this is an integer that I have used z as a 10, right? Then the same, that is clr scr. Then using the printf for printing purpose, simply enter the bits, that is enter the binary number in bits, for example. Then uses the scanf for storing in the memory, then uses the percentage d, then uses as any variable I have take then b, for example, right? Then moves to the next part, that is how to convert this into that one. So printf enter the binary bits, or first of all we have to define the number of bits, because it is very important to define the number of bits. So here I have to use enter the number of bits, that is how many bits you are using, right? Then moves to the next part, that is a printf. Then this is the next line, enter the binary bits. Now this is the line. So this is a user defined program. Again uses the scanf for storing in the memory, but there is no requirement as such. Now let's see if there is any error, I can use it. Then uses the for loop, I equals to 0, then I is less than equals to or less than b, then I plus plus, right? Then uses the for loop, then scan the process, so that you scan each and every time. Then I have used, that is scanf, then ampersand z, and there is a I, and then again close this one. We have stored the bits that is given by the user. First of all it is 0, 1, 2, maximum up to 10. Then uses the next one. Simply this is complicated program, so you have to remember each and everything. Then we have defined as a 0, then again uses the for loop, then again uses I equals to 0, I is less than equals to b minus 1, because it is a b minus 1, then I plus plus. Then we have to define, or we have to do the multiplication, that is a is equals to a into 2, that is a base, that is a 2 plus z, then there is a I, then plus 1. like this one. Then simply uses the printf statement for printing the values. For example, I have to print in A, then it is using in the next line, then this is A, this is again the curly braces. Yes, hello, yeah, pardon, your voice is not audible to me clearly. Yeah, this is a program that converts binary into the decimal. Yeah, it is mandatory whenever there is any modification, whenever there is any calculation, then we have to include the process.h because it contains some predefined functions so that it can convert. For example, this one, this asterisk, this b minus 1. So all these predefined functions are available in process.h. Like in the stdi.h there are some predefined functions like printf, scanf, right? In the conio.h there are some predefined functions like getch. In the same way, whenever there is some calculation, then there are predefined functions that is available in the process.h. Pardon? Like this one, this is a predefined function, that is we have to use printf for printing purpose. Scanf, this is the predefined function, right? This is the mhm. Yeah, right. No, like this one, there is a plus sign. That means we have to do some calculation, right? So this is a function that is used, or this is a calculation that is done by using the process.h. Just wait for 2 minutes. First of all, I compile this code, then I exclude this one, then I have to I will tell you that what is the output of this one. Wait for 2 minutes. This is a write a program to convert binary into decimal. Then this is the printf that is used for simply printing the output, that is simply used for the printing, that is printf. Decimal number is this one, uses the slash n. This is a. Then there is a getch function for displaying the output. Now this is closed. If I compile this code, there is one error. Now what is the error? This says code has no effect. That is, whatever we use, that does not have an effect over here. That is, it cannot be used over here. There is a, this is a not a comma, this is a semicolon. Okay. Now if I compile this code, there is a success. Now if I execute this code, enter the bits. Suppose we have I'm going to enter only 0011, right? What is the output? Output is 3. Enter the, okay, so sorry, this is the number of bits. This will execute. If I compile again, enter the number of bits, that is I have to enter 4. Enter the binary bit, that is 0011, but there is no output. This is a error. There is an error in this. If I does not use this one, that is if there is a semicolon that is missing, for example 0011, okay, that is we have to give in each and every line. That is, for example, this is 0, then 0, then 1, then 1. That is 0, 1, 3. Okay. So this is the output, that is a decimal number is 3. First of all 0 is converted, then 1 is converted, then 2 is converted. So this is only used for the displaying purpose, that is how many bits is available, and at last the output is this one. So if I exclude this one, that is there is no usage of displaying in the next line. If I compile this code, enter the number of bits, for example this one, the decimal number is 3. Now if I exclude this one, right, now if I compile this code, enter the number of bits, for example 0, the decimal number is 3. So it's not mandatory to include each and everything, but it's advisable to include the process.h, so that you conclude that you are doing the calculation in this, so that your mind setup is that whenever there is a calculation program, so I have to include the process.h header file, so that if in case I have to use the show bits function, show function, that is a predefined function that is already available in the process.h. So it's not mandatory each and every time to include the header file, but as per the requirement you have to include the header file, you have to exclude the header files. Now all assume your doubt is clear. Hello? Hello? Yeah, your doubt is clear. Hello? Yeah, 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 tell me. Hello? Uh, Means dry run of the program so that your concepts are clear. Yeah, yeah, sure, I will explain. In the last class we have discussed only the for loop, nothing else. Now I will explain this one. First of all, there is a void main function. Then there is a curly brace, that is opening curly brace. These are the variable declaration like a, b, I, z. There is a array that is of z, that contains the 10 values, that is from 0 to the 9. That is, it can store 10 values that ranging from 0 to 9. Then this will ask you, that is how many number of bits that you want, that is tell me first of all number of bits. You then store the number of bits into the b, right? So this variable is used, that is a b. Then uses the printf, that is enter the binary bits. That is, first of all we have to take the number of bits that is available from the user, that is how many bits user can input from the keyboard. Then use the binary bits, that is entering the binary bits by the user. Then uses the for loop. First of all it starts with the 0. It takes the variable as a I, it is defined over here. It is I equals to 0, I is less than b. What is the b? That means it works till the number of bits it is entered by the user. Suppose user have entered the number of bits as a 4. So it works for 0, 1, 2, 3, because it is less than 4, so it works for only 3. So it starts with a 0, that is 0, 1, 2, 3. That means 4 times. Then there is a scanf, there is a %d, and there is a ampersand zi. So zi means, first of all it is taking the variable as a 0, it is storing the variable in a 0. Then second location first location, third location. So it is storing in the 0th location, that is Z0, then Z1, then Z2 and Z3. It is stored in the memory. Then this is the most important point. We have to initialize the Z0, that is the first argument or the first place in the memory as in a. That is a is a variable that is able to store the first location of the Z into the, or that is able to store the first location, that is a equals to Z0, right? Then uses the for loop again for calculation purpose, for converting the binary into the bits, binary into the decimal. Start with the 0, that is I equals to 0. It ends with the b minus 1. Suppose user have entered the 4, so it is 4 minus 1, that is 3. So it works for 4 minus 1, 3, that is 0, 1, 2, right? Then there is a I plus plus, that means every time it will be incremented. Now this is the important point. A equals to, that is the output is stored in A. Right now A has a value Z0, that is A has a value 0, right? Now this is 0 into 2 plus Zi plus 1. What is I? That is 0. That is 0 into 2, that is 0, plus Z0 plus 1. That is at the first location, what is the value of Z? That is a Z1. The output is Z1 plus the 0. That means the 0 variable or the 0 output is stored in this one, right? Now moves to the next part. So this is 0 first of all. Now moves to this one. I is 1. 1 is less than equals to b minus 1. Yes, 1 is less than equals to 3. Yeah, correct. Then again go to this one. Now a has a value 0. That is again 0 into 2. That is 0 plus Zi. Now I value as a 1. That is 1 plus 1 is 2. So at the 2 location, that is a Z2 location, what is the output that is available in the A? That is again the 0. Now moves to next part, that is A equals to A into 2. That is 0 plus 2, but now this is 2 plus 1, that is 0 third location, that is available as a 2. So A has a value 2, right? Now again uses this one, that is 2 into 2, that is a 4. Then Zi plus 1, that is at the 0th location, it is 1. So this is 2 plus 1, that is 3. So the A value has output 3. So that will be printed over here by using this one, that is 3. That means the same procedure that we follow for printing purpose. For example, we have entered 0, 0, 1. So first of all 0 will be calculated, multiplied by 2, then 1 will be calculated, then 2 will be calculated. Now if I again compile this code, suppose we have entered only 2 bits, that is 0 and the 0. Decimal number is also 0. If I again execute this code and we have entered 1, 1, 1, output is 7. Why? Because first of all the 1 is multiplied by the 2 power 2, that is 2 into 2, that is a 4, then 2 power 1 into 1, that is a 2, 4 plus 2 is 6, then 2 power 0 into 1, that is 1, that is 4 plus 2 plus 1 is 7. Now for your understanding, this is available for your understanding. Suppose this is the suppose this is a program that shows how to use this one. Suppose there is a 0, 0, 1, 1, right? So again this is the same. This is 2 power 0 into 1 plus 2 power 1 into 1 plus 2 power 0 into 0, 2 power 2 into 0 plus 2 power 3 into 0. So that gives the output 0 plus 0 plus 2 plus 1, that is equals to 3, right? In the same way, yes, yeah, hello. Oh, okay, just a minute. Now it's clear. Now it's clear. Now it is visible. Okay, okay. So I'm understanding, or I will understand you, that how to convert the bits into the uh, decimal point, right? Suppose my example is 111, right? So it will be converted first of all 2 power 0 into 1, then 2 power 1 into 1, that is, hello Olasam. No, 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 there is some noise. So this is 4 plus 2 plus 1, that is 7. So this is the way how it will calculate, and this is the way how it will calculate in the C programming. So if I give the same output input, uh, that is 3, number of bits is 3, and 111, output is 7. So this is the way it will calculate. I have to save this one first of all. That is B, that is binary to decimal, that is B to D, right? Now this program is clear. Hello. Yeah, this program is clear. Okay, now let's move to the next program. This is B to D, that is cleared. Next program is now. Again move to the for loop, that is how to use the for loop, that is done, already done. uh, Suppose my next program is using the for loop, that is how to use the for loop and the while loop. Mhm. Now there is a reverse. Now my program is to convert decimal number into the binary number, right? That is how to convert decimal number into the binary number. The same looping is used, the same output is used, the same input is used. There is also the another method, that is using the while loop, that we have to calculate by using the looping, that is how to loop the content. Now there is a program using while loop, that means write a program to print the entered number in a reverse order. Suppose I have given the input as a 5428, so the output is 8245, that means reversing of the digits of the number, right? So this is my program, that is write a program to print the entered reverse order, right? So we have started with the same header files, that is hash include stdio.h, then hash includes conio.h. Then again there is same function, that is a void main function. Then again I have to declare the variable, suppose a, d and x equals to 1, right? Then one more variable I have to declare, that is I. Then uses the same clear screen for clearing the screen. Then printf enter the number of digits, that is we have to compile, we have to first of all take how many digits that you want. Then there is a scanf for storing in the memory, that is stored in either in D or A, so I have used D. Then printf enter the number of enter the number which is to be reversed, that is enter the number in simple, that is also stored in the n. There is no variable of the n, so what can I do, that is also stored by using the x, not the n, right? Because there is not variable that is stored. Let's see. There is one more variable that is declared over here, that is n. This is not a, this is this is a only. Now there is a scanf for storing in the memory, that is percentage d. Then here also there is a ampersand, here also there is a ampersand a. That is the number. Now there is a printf for printing the reverse number, that is the reverse, and that is I have to give, that is the reverse number is right. Now this is the main part, that is how to reverse the number. There is a while loop that is used, that is what is the condition, till x, that is given, x is less than equals to d, that is given by the user, right? Now again compile, uses this one, so I have to use I equals to I modulus 10, that is the modulus operator is used. Then this is not I, this is a modulus 10. Then simply printf, that is the percentage d and the I. Then uses n equals to n divided by 10, that is the output is, or the input is divided by the 10. Then there is a x plus plus, every time it will be incremented. Then this is closing, then uses the getch for displaying the output. Now if I compile this code, there are two errors, statement missing, here it is statement missing. Now if I again compile this code, there is one error, undefined symbol n. So what is the symbol of the n? There is no symbol of n. Here I have to use the a instead of the n. Now there is no error. Now if I compile this code, enter the number of digits, that is enter the number of digits that is you have to use, for example 4. Then enter the number, for example I have given the number 3456. I have entered the number as a 3456. Where is the output? Output is not arrived. Mm, mm, There is any error in this line. There is a printf statement that is given over here. That is I, then percentage D, then there is a I. Instead of N, we are using the A. This is A, this is A, there is a X plus plus. Now, if I again compile this code, there is a success. If I again execute this code and 2, 3, 3, and now if I want to see the reverse number is nothing. There is some error in this program. So there is, what is the error? Enter the number that is to be reversed, that is placed in A. This is the condition. While x is less than equals to z, there is a I, that is modulus operator 10, that is divided by 10. This is the percentage sign. And then uses the printf for printing into the memory, that is what is printing is the I variable, then divide by 10 x plus plus. What is the error? If I compile, now if I execute this code, enter the number, the reverse, what is main dicker is that this one is not printed. Now if I compile this code, enter the digits, it is available. Now if I execute this code, enter the number of digits, for example 4, and I have given the number 3456, that is the output is 6543. That means the digits of the numbers are reversed their places, that is the rightmost digit is available at the leftmost digit. Now let's see what is the program and how we can achieve this output, that is how to reverse the number. First of all, there is a two header files, that is stdi.h and that conio.h. There is a void main function, that is a main function. There are different variables that is declared like a, d, x, I, and x is initialized with the 1, and these are the various variables, that is a, d, and the x and the I, right? Then there is a clear screen for clearing the screen. Then there is a printf for simply printf printing on the screen, that is enter the number of digits, that is how many number of digits that you want, or how many number of digits that you can input into the system. For example, user have entered the 4, that means the 4 is stored in the memory, that is available in the variable, that is d. So this 4 is available in the d variable and stored in the memory. Now there is a next printf that is simply used for enter the number. So first of all, it asks for the number of digits for a number. Then it asks for a number, that is enter the number. And the output or input is stored in the using the memory by using scanf, that is a. So D stores the number of digits and this stores the entire number, that is A. Now simply use that the reverse number is that the output is this one. Now this is the part that shows the output, that how output will be generated. There is a while loop. Now this is the condition. This works for until x is less than equals to d. First of all, x has a value 1 because we have declared the x as a 1. So 1 is less than equals to d, that is given by the user. Suppose user have given the input as a 4, that is a number of digits as a 4. So it check for 1 is less than equals to 4. So it works for 1, 2, 3, 4. That means it works for 4 times. Why? Because this is equals to d. If it is less than D, then it works for only 3 iterations, that is 1, 2, 3. But if it is equals to 3, it is equals to 4, so it works for 4 iterations, that is 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. Now this is condition, that is 1 is less than equals to 4. This is my example. The condition is true. Right. Then this variable is used, that is I, that we have declared in the upper corner, that is a modulus 10. As I told you, whenever we have to use the modulus operator, that means we have to fetch up the remainder from this one. That means the modulus operator is used for getting the remainder of the number. So this is A. Suppose user have entered the number as a 3456, the same example, right? So suppose user have entered the number as a 3456, 3456, that is modulus 10, right? That means the 10 3456 is divided by 10, that is 10. So this is 3, that is 30, then 45, that is 4, that means 40, that is 5, 6, 5, that is 50, and the output is 6. So this 6 will be the remainder of this one. So the output of this 6 is stored in the I. So I as a value right now 6. The 6 will be printed. The 6 will be printed by using the printf statement, right? Yes. Hello. Yeah, sure. Just a minute. This is 3456. We have to calculate the modulus of 10. That is, we have to calculate the modulus operator, that is finding the remainder from the 10. That is 10 is the input, then uses the 10 and then divide by 3456. 10 3, when 10 is multiplied by 3, this is 30, and the remainder is 4. This is carry forward 45. Now 10 4, that is 40, the 5 is the remainder, and 6 is carry forward. Now 10 into 5, that is 50, so the remainder is only 6. Okay. Now this 6 will be stored in the I variable. So this I variable contains the value as a 6. Now this will be printed by using the printf statement. So this 6 will be printed. Now next part contains a equals to a divided by 10. That is, a has a value right now 3456, that is divided by the 10. Suppose there is a value, there is an input as a 3456. Now this is divided by 10. So that gives the value as a 345.6. But we have to use the integer value. So this 6 has been discarded. That means it has been removed because we are using the integer value. So my input is right now, my a value is right now 345. This 6 will be discarded because of the integer type, right? So this 3 will be discarded over here. This is 10. This is x plus plus. This is example, that is 3456, output is 6453. So now a has a value 345, right? Then there is a x plus plus. That means x will be incremented. Now x becomes 2. Why? Because first of all x is 1. Now x becomes 2. Again check the condition. 2 is less than equals to 4. Why? Because d has a value 4. 2 is less than 4. Condition is true. Again go to the next part. That is a modulus 10. Now this 345 is divided by the 10 to get the remainder. Now right now I'm using 345, then this is divided by the 10, then this is 3, that is 30, then 4, 45, then 4, that is 40, that means remainder is 5. Now I has a value, now I has a value as a 1. Now I has a value as a 5. So this 5 will be printed over here, right? Again a is equals to a divided by 10. Again we have to divide by 10. So this is 345 divided by 10. That means 34.5. This 5 will be discarded because of integer. Now the input is 34. Again this process is repeated, again calculating the remainder, then printing the values. So this is the same way it will execute, and the output is first of all 6, then 5, then 4, then 3. So this is the way how we are able to execute, how we are able to execute this program. Right, now I have to save this program first of all, so that your program is clear. That is, this is the program of reversing. This 10 will be missing. Now if I again compile this code, suppose we have entered 3, that is 1 2 3, output is 3 2 1. In the same way, if I have to give more value, that is 9, right? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, output is this one, right? So this is the output that is given over here, because this is too long, that is executed. Suppose we have entered 5, 1 2 3 4 5, this is 5 4 3 2 1. So this program is clear to you, Olasam? Okay, thanks a lot. Okay, and now let's stop over here only. Then in the next class I have to start, or I will start the next topic, that is types of pen, that is what are the types of pens available in the Windows programming. So that's all for today's session. Thank you so much everyone, and bye bye. Yeah, Olasam, tell me. uh, in the 8th of January, that is in the day after tomorrow's class, in on Thursday. Okay, pardon? Assessment, that is in Feb, in most probably in Feb, that is in February. All right, okay, bye bye, welcome.